All right, welcome back. KANO Emirate clash. Bayero supporters protest. Protest amid Sanusi's meetings over the week. I think Sanusi was reinstated, but I'm just going to read this short report on the Punch News, and then I want to hear your take on this. I'm sure you've been paying attention to it over the weekend, and also it's kind of related to what you were saying earlier about using the traditional rulers, to continue to create division between the people. So, according to this reporters, supporters of the deposed emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, Sunday took to the streets of the city. That was last Sunday, calling for his reinstatement and demanding that Governor Abba Yusuf comply with a recent court order. As the situation in Kano remained fluid, the reinstated Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II stepped out of the main palace in the city to a warm reception from the people. Sanusi rode on a royal horse, and gesticulated at the crowd, who responded with, "You are the only emir we know." He also met with some district heads, council members, vigilantes, women groups, and well wishers who were at the palace to pay homage. The development happened as a large group of young protesters marched through the streets of Kano and Gaya, expressing their discontent with the disposition of Bayero. Anyway, that's a short, quickly. These are the kind of drama they, that
Yes.
comes with this traditional rulership, and I think it's, yeah, I don't know. I think it's everywhere in Africa, but they seem to, like, in the Western world, they seem to have a clean process. At least they don't let us know. We know they have their own drama in the tabloids. We were just covering Prince Harry and the whole drama with them the other day, right? So they have their own drama, but in terms of the actual direct involvement of uh, of people who are actually occupying seats, So I wanted to hear your take on this. What's going on with this story? What can you teach us about this?
Well, um, number one, let me congratulate the reinstated Emir of Kano. Sanusi, um, at the time, he was the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. And he's coming on the throne um 2 years back, towards the twilight of the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan, in itself had some political coloration.
Mm-hmm.
But let us also be mindful of the fact that the two individuals that have now become uh, unfortunate pawns in the political chess game of the
Mm.
land, of the time in which Nigeria exists,
Mm.
are cousins. They both grew up.
They are cousins.
They are cousins. As a matter of
Wow.
fact, first cousins. It's almost
Wow.
like you and my son having some serious contestation. That is uh, a game of the throne that is always
Yeah.
that is almost a program to create what you call bad blood in the same family.
In the family.
The two,
Wow.
yeah, Sanusi and Adobayero were both raised by the late Emir of Kano,
Hmm.
Emir Adobayero. I mean, their great grandfather had been on that throne. So if they are able to relate with each other, and don't forget that they are age mates. They are
Hmm.
age mates. I think 62, 62. Now, beyond what politicians are trying to use them uh, to do, and trying to get the poor people to kill themselves for the headaches of these two um, privileged individuals.
Mm-hmm.
If they can think and look beyond that, there will be peace in Kano. So let us
Right.
go back to what issues were involved. When Gandoje came after
Sorry,
Sanusi.
before you continue, I just wanted to I wanted to cross check this one with you. According to Tribune Online, they're saying Lamido Sanusi and Aminu Ado Bayero, the deposed king, are cousins bound by a complex web of family ties. Aminu
I
Bayero's
told you
sisters. So are they in-laws or they're actually cousins? Because
they
it's
are
saying
cousins,
by marriage or they're actually cousins. That's what I'm checking.
actual cousins. And if marriage has come along the line, for example, in some places, they will tell you a relationship that has gone beyond first, second, third generation. People can begin to intermarry. So
Okay, so check
if
this out.
that
They
has
said,
happened,
oh, so they maybe they intermarry. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying they are first cousins. But if over time too, because of the long, this is royal lineage. So if intermarriage has happened, maybe because that family has evolved beyond three generations, it will not be wrong to point out to the intricate
Okay. So let me
web
point
of
this out.
intermarriage. Yes,
Let me point this out. This one is not that. They're saying Aminu Bayero's sister, the daughter of the former emir of Kano, Ado Bayero, is married to Lamido Sanusi, making them in-laws.
yes.
Yet this close knit
Notwithstanding,
family is so they're still cousins in that way. But I'm
they,
asking, are they
yeah,
in-laws? Okay,
I've told you, they are cousins, but
okay,
because that lineage, they shared a common patrimony in the fact of their great grandfather.
great grandfather.
But
You did say that,
yes,
yeah.
but because I mean they have been around for generations. If marriages now happen,
Right,
that would not be strange. Of
right.
course, yes, whether in biblical times or Nigerian times, things like that could happen. What is forbidden is for a brother and a sister to marry. That would be incest.
Right, that's incest.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So
Natu is in the chat. Natu said, "Omo, this kind of issue was something else. They are cousins. Hausa people marry cousins too." There you go. So she's from
that's right.
Kaduna. So go
So
ahead, continue, sir.
thank you, thank you so much for that clarification. So it's not far from what we are saying. So what we're saying here is that when former Governor Gandoje, the one some people will call Gandola, uh, happened to be showing signs of what's it called? Uh, let's dignify conduct in office by way of accepting alleged acceptance of bribery from contractors and talking raw cash, dollars, in his Babanga pocket. You know, Lamido Sanusi did not hesitate to chide him. He also drew attention to the issues of out of school children, the glamorization of poverty up north, and he was supposed to be a conservative royal figure that should not talk, that should not um, uh, bring out all these social ills in the in the northern part of Nigeria. But it defied others, and in fact, there have been times some people say that the turban, covering the mouth, is supposed to be a symbolic gag that he should not talk much. But he was breaking that barrier and was talking a lot.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, yeah.
Gandhi went after him. But Sanusi also had been weaponized against um, the government of uh, Goodluck Jonathan. Remember, he was the one who said there was some deals in
It
which
was
close to
the
20.
whistle. It was almost like a whistleblower, something like that.
So, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So all these things interplayed in his past. So and so when it becomes so vociferous and uncontrollably loud against the Buhari administration and that of Gandoje, what that government did was to show him the way out. The question, and then Ado Bayero was brought from uh, one of the suburb emirates, as, and then they balkanized the emirate, something that had happened at another point in history before, during the Second Republic. They broke it into four emirates, and then they now said this is under. You see, our time is up on this, but let
No,
me
go
also
ahead.
say this.
Go ahead. Finish
Yeah,
up. Finish up. Yeah.
yeah. So
You got 3
I mean,
minutes. You got 3 minutes.
so what happened eventually was that this man was deposed at the peak of his reign as the emir of Kano. Sanusi was controlling a budget of 6 billion naira, almost. Meanwhile, whether in Ayede Ogbese or Ile-Ife or you don't find any first class king controlling that kind of budget anywhere.
Wait.
I challenge anybody. So you see,
What about Oluwo of Iwo?
Oluwo of Iwo, you need to listen to the man who made him, who brought him on the throne.
Don't mind me. I'm
Yes,
just joking. I'm just joking.
Abiola, Abiola, the famous publisher of a now defunct Conscience International magazine, Abiola Ogundoyi, said that he was a broke ass. Before he got there, they started to ban himself as the emir of an emir king in Yoruba land. I mean, Oluwo's matter is for another
Emir
day.
of Iwo, and that's another day. Yeah, that's another day.
Yes, or whatever he calls himself. Anyway, Oluwo's matter is like you install somebody as imam and then he wants to be Sarki. He doesn't want to become king. You are a king in Yoruba land and you said that you are attracted to the emir's toga. What
Sounds like confusion without even knowing the full meaning of everything. But it sounds like
the
confusion.
computer that has broken bone in the words of Fela and Nicola Kokuti. So we now go back to this matter. So he was deposed, and then they brought in Ado Bayero. And Ado Bayero, when the screening to originally filled the vacancy when his father, the late Emir Ado Bayero, died, was a man who had the highest vote, the highest votes. So, but there was, there were riots and all these kind of skirmishes. At the end of the day, Sanusi was the one that was brought there. So, some poetic justice at this point. Do not forget when people refer to the case of the Olowo of Owo, the late Olateru Olagbegi, his own journey was foretold how he would get on the throne, would become reckless, would be exiled. Somebody in his past, a soothsayer, had predicted that. But let me also tell you what put Olateru Olagbegi in trouble, which is what we are warning some prince, some individual in Ayede Ogbese against today. Olateru Olagbegi was collecting revenue. He was a tax collector. So he had stepped on so many toes, particularly Atusho. So when he got on the throne, and then he was working with native police authority, somebody went to him to lie that, what's it called? An action group, faithful, had killed and buried somebody. And what was buried in that shallow grave that day was the skull of a monkey. And then, yes, an expeditionary force was sent to Osho. Unfortunately, there was that 1965 massacre. And I remember heroic Osho, sons and daughters in resistance, dragged Olateru Olagbegi before a commission of inquiry, and he was deposed on the strength of their evidence. So, everybody in Kano should tread with caution. This should not lead to bloodshed. These are two cousins. Let the royal house of Kano settle themselves first. Let the politicians understand what they are doing, and then let the common people understand that they cannot be used as cannon fodder. That said, I will allow things to play out
To play out.
in the days ahead.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for that. I learned quite a bit from that. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow. Yes, hit the like button, share, and follow. And not just that, leave your comments, leave your chat. Let us know what you're
So,
thinking.
please, before you go, if anybody needs to confirm what I said about Olateru Olagbegi, they should pick the book written by the late Dr. Hamiel Fagbulu, who was born in Owo, but an Ilesha man. The title of his personal memoir, published by Evans, is A Journey Foretold. That soothsayer, Prince, a prince of Ado Ekiti, who used to live in Ayede Ogbese, also gave certain prophecies in the case of Amir Fagbulu, gave same prophecies in the case of the late Canon Fagbulu, and so many other, and those things became uh, very, very, uh, they got actualized, you know. So nobody
Gotcha.
should come around and say, oh, that is coming out of nowhere. I've just told you the truth of history. Thank you.
All right. Wait, thank you so much for that. Yes, check out this next segment. We'll be right back.